prison system. You know I'm about to get lit. We about to get cake. Hey yo, got white, got blow. What's the deal? This the West Philly hippie. I'm with my dog, Still World Peace.
What it do?
And this is the Good Old Days Sport Podcast.
Finally.
You already know. We're going to be talking about current sports. We're going to be talking about back in the day shit. Boxing, basketball, football. How them players tie up with the players of this generation. We're going to be tying into all that. We're going to pop my shit. You already know I'm going to pop my shit. This is what the people wanted, and I'm going to definitely give the people what they asked for.
Let me ask you a question for this.
What's up?
Let me ask you a question. What inspired you to do this? What inspired you to finally get this off the ground?
All right, I'm gonna tell you why, bro. On some dead real shit. Like, I always loved sports. Y'all known that since I was a young boy. Like, people that know me, I'm talking about, I'm 12, 11, 10 years old, bro. I'm staying home from school.
For sure.
To watch the NCAA tournament.
For sure.
At 9, 10. I'm watching.
Miss Teresa was going for that?
Because my grades was right. She didn't mind that.
For sure.
I done watched Chris Webber call that time out. I done seen Big Dog go crazy in them 3 games in 94.
Big Dog don't get enough
He don't get enough credit. Big Dog is a ball. He was giving niggas work, boy. That mid-range and that shot, that shit was crazy. And he'll wolf on you.
And them socks.
Them socks was crazy. And another thing, Kerry Kittles. That's my Villanova been my squad. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I've been Villanova out since Alvin Williams, Jason Lawson, Chuck Cornegay, Eric Ebers.
You're the definition of a Philadelphia.
Jonathan Hayes. You know, Philadelphia all day. I can't fuck with nobody else. Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, Villanova basketball, Penn State football. And I love the Big Five. Anybody that do well in the Big Five, I support because they from Philly.
If a Philadelphia fan was a person,
yeah, facts.
It'd be you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I love my teams. But do you consider me biased?
You know damn well. See, you said yourself.
See, here's the thing. I'm not biased.
Now, let me answer that question. See, listen. As long as I know Dre, I call him, he's like the human sports encyclopedia. Sometimes when I got questions where I'm at and stuff, I don't even look it up on Google or nothing. I call Dre like, yo, such and such, such and such, such and such. He be dead smack on everything. But, the major but,
it ain't no but,
is when it comes to a Philadelphia team.
Ain't no but.
All the knowledge, all that stuff go out the window when it comes to the Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, the Union, anything Philadelphia.
He even said the
this
Union.
Nigga, bro, he'll lose his mind. I'll be like, yo, you was just dead smack on for a whole hour conversation. We talk about Philly, you just lose your fucking
Listen,
mind.
I'm not biased because I call it how I see it. Remember when Ben Simmons, I told you, when he had that game, when we dropped 135, I think it was against Miami, and B went crazy that game, but Ben Simmons finished with 5 points. I was done with him. I was ready to be like, yo, let's just get rid of him for Harden or Bradley Beal, but now that I see him, he getting acclimated under Doc's offense, his system, you see he's starting to flourish. That's exactly.
Let me ask you another question.
What's up?
Where's your love originate from for the Philadelphia 76ers?
Bro, I promise you, man. Do you remember this shoe store on 52nd Street, bro, back in the day?
Olympia Sport?
No, it's not even
the one
of
across
them.
the street.
I'm talking about across the street from the theater. Across the street from the theater. It used to be a shoe store back in the day. You don't remember that?
No, tell me about
All right, well, I used to go there as a kid. They used to sell Jordans and shit like that, like penny loafers. I would get my penny loafers out of there. But they always had posters. I was like 5, 6.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I promise you I'm not capping. Like, I can remember as far as back as, like, my childhood. Like,
so this is where the love begins?
Yeah, facts. And, you know, I'm talking about getting the little basketball court in your crib and you dunking shit. Like, I wanted to be Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley. Sir Charles, I love Charles Barkley. I swear to God, man. Sir Charles.
I don't remember that.
I was a little, nigga, I was 6, 7 years old, bro. Get out of here, man. I was, yeah, you feel me? So, you know, my brothers was watching it, so because they was on it, I was on it. You feel me? That's why I was able to catch, like, hip-hop albums and shit at an earlier time and shit, like.
So that's where the love for the 60s.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, I remember to this day, I remember that trade when we traded Charles Barkley and we got back Tim Perry, Andrew Lang, and Jeff Hornacek. Harold Katz was one of the worst
never knew the Sixers
general
was Jeff
managers
Hornacek.
that ever was in Philadelphia. Say that again?
I never knew Jeff Hornacek was a Sixer.
He was a Sixer for like a year or two, and then he bounced. We was ass, bro. We had Tim Perry.
Y'all did
Are you
have
fucking
dog
said
years,
Clarence
yeah.
Witherspoon?
Witherspoon.
Oh hell no, man! Are you
Them jerseys is fire.
Them with the stars, the Manute Ball joints and shit. Yeah, them joints was fire. But I remember those teams. I remember when Dana Barros dropped 50. Willie Burton. You probably don't even remember when Willie Burton scored
50 burger.
Yeah, and he bounced one year. He was an all-star that year, and he bounced and went back home to Boston. Like, I remember those shitty teams, and then boom, 95 we got Sean Bradley, bum ass. We could have had Penny Hardaway or Chris Webber. However, because they already had a deal lined up, so who knows? But they could have dick stepped in.
I heard this today when Webb was on the Knuckleheads, you know.
Yeah.
He was like originally. Because I think Webb was the number one pick.
He was the number one pick.
And that year, Orlando had like the number one.
They had the number one. They had the number one.
So they were going to get Webber. So it was going to be Webber and Shaq.
But Shaq played with Penny in the Blue Chips movie.
And
once he figured out who the fuck Penny Hardaway, he made that call. Yeah, we ain't bringing Webb here. We getting Penny. And that was a great run when they had played with each other. But like I said, I remember those shitty Sixer teams. And then you got Jerry Stackhouse coming. You know what I mean? We drafted him to be the next Jordan. Then AI came in 97, 96, 97.
Then the Messiah came.
The Messiah. AI came through, man.
You loved AI before he was a Sixer.
Georgetown Hoya, bro. I remember when AI played his first game. I read about him in school, about him going to jail over the bowling alley fight. And bro, he played Arkansas. His first game in college, it was against Arkansas. And that was the 94-95 season. That was against Corliss Williamson, Scotty Thurman, Corey Beck, Clint McDaniel, Dwight Stewart, you know what I mean? And then they had the other dude, the Dillard dude that was shooting threes. I forgot his name, but that was 94-95. That was his freshman year. And he would have been the player of the year the year before instead of Felipe Lopez, in my opinion.
Oh, so, I mean, so you can tell me the story when he started playing for Georgetown, right? I don't know who they played. I know you know, but they was yelling Jailbird.
Villanova, my squad did that. You know what I mean? John Thompson went crazy. Rest in peace to John Thompson too, man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to John Thompson.
Rest in peace to Temple.
John Chaney. John Chaney.
Let's get 3 seconds for John Chaney.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
3 seconds for John Chaney, Philadelphia legend. All right, tell me that story real quick.
Man, what? Villanova, the fans there, they was yelling, jailbird. So John Thompson went crazy and he was threatening to walk off the court with the team and shit. He was threatening. AI had a lot of fucked up moments in college. Like, bro, I remember the Villanova game when Billy Packer called him, he said, that's a tough monkey.
I remember that.
Bro, I remember that game, bro, when they kicked Villanova ass in 96 at Georgetown, at the time US Air Arena. I believe, USA Arena. And when he made that fucking layup and won, that motherfucker said, AI's a tough monkey. We gonna get that. AI's gonna, we gonna get that for you. You know what I mean? That motherfucker was out of pocket.
I have another question.
What's up?
You're talking about a tough monkey here. Boy, something. Terrific play on Allen Iverson's part. He has
Barnett, Calvin Williams, Seth Joyner, Clyde Simmons, fucking Reggie, Jerome Brown, Mike Golick. Come on, bro. What? Andre Dirty Waters, Wes Hopkins, bro. Come on, man. Those were the Eagle teams. They were supposed to win. They had the best defense. Buddy Ryan, and then Rich Kotite came. Rich Kotite, man. Don't see, I remember them years. Kotite was a shitty coach. They won that playoff game against the Saints just off of sheer talent. If they had a Jimmy Johnson that year, they would have won the Super Bowl, hands down. They would have won the Super Bowl. That was 93, I believe. That was 93. I believe that was 93. And they beat New Orleans, and then they lost to, was it Dallas? I think we lost to Dallas. If I'm not mistaken, Dallas used to kick our ass, but those days are over. Y'all ain't shit. Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going. Where did your love for the Phillies begin?
Phillies, I go back to Lenny Dykstra, Darren Dalton, Pete Incaviglia, Kevin Stocker. You know what I mean? What's my man name? Damn. damn, we had some players on it. John Kruk, Kurt Schilling. You know what I mean? Tommy Green. We had some
Did
players.
you ever go to the vet? You ever been
Yeah, I've been to a game at the vet. I never been to the Citizens Bank Park. What? We played a game at Saint at the Spectrum. Yeah. That's for my basketball days. That's over with, but that was back in the day. The real ones know I had game back in the day. Facts. That Jake, I was the first stretch four. I was the first stretch four. That ain't cat. Listen, Captain B called me Sam Perkins. Big Smooth. Big Smooth. Shout out Captain B.
So listen, so it's not even, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not popular, but it became popular with niggas when it came to sports betting. But you a Flyers fan too.
Yeah. I'm a Flyers fan. Come on, man. Eric Lindros, Mark Recchi. Then we got Eric Desjardins, the Legion of Doom, John LeClaire, Michael Renberg. Come on, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Joel Otto, Sean Podine, Paul Coffey. Come on, man. Danius Zubris. Come on, man. Yo, and we went to the Stanley Cup in '97 and got swept. But I was a Flyer fan, and it hurt my heart when Eric Lindros got hit by Scott Stevens. 2000 playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. Y'all remember that? That was a dirty fucking hit, and that fucked Eric Lindros' career up because he had mounting concussions and shit. He was fucked up. Eric Lindros was ahead of his time. He was the LeBron of hockey. He was big as shit, could move fast, and he could score many different ways. Stand in fucking goal with the tap in. He could hit you with the slap shot or wrist you or the wrister. You feel me?
So as y'all can say, y'all can see what I mean when I say the definition of a
Yeah, man. Long time, man. It been some painful moments, but bro, we won the Super Bowl. Shout out the fucking Nick Foles.
Ooh,
I'm done with it.
We gonna get in there. All right, that was part one of the I'm tripping. The Good Old Days Sports Podcast.
Yeah.
That's like an intro joint. And we're gonna come back in and we're gonna start that question.
I cast him with my dog, Stoke World Peace. It's the West Philly hippie. And yeah, man,
I am so proud of you, bro. The fact that you really got this thing started. You've been wanting to do it for so long.
Yeah, I have.
And you took the first leap of faith and you jumped over here and you did it. So I just I'm real proud of you.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
So where did the name, how you come up with the name? Where did the name come from?
Man, okay. So, man, look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Something came to me the good old days. Cause I'm somebody that still remember things about the past. Like, I mean, I'm one of them people that hold on to shit. Like, I'm still holding on to the fact.
And if y'all don't follow him already, follow him on the gram.
Yeah, follow me on the gram at West Philly Hippie.
They throw up vintage sports.
Yeah, you already know. We do the vintage sport clips every fucking morning, man. I put them joints up there and we get a lot of support, man. So check the page out. It's definitely lit, man. Y'all gonna like it. Boxing, football, basketball. Might even throw a bid in there. But yeah, we definitely got that sports shit sewn up on there.
Let me ask you a question. So this past weekend, you know, the fight AB, you know how I feel about AB.
Yeah.
He had a fight this weekend.
Yeah.
What you think about that fight? How you think about that fight?
I think that his layoff showed, I believe that he didn't, in my opinion, he do enough to like get a win, but because it's AB and this guy who he had no losses, but it's like they not gonna let him lose to him. They gonna try to build it back up because he definitely got his next fight. It might be against Regis Prograis. That's gonna be a good fight. If him and Regis Prograis fight, Regis is a pressure fighter and he's gonna force Broner to fight. That man can fight. That's gonna be a good rumble.
Do you still think Broner got fight left anymore?
Yeah. He listen. He came back in shape. He looked good physically and shit.
That's what I said. He did look.
Yeah,
good.
he looked good, but I don't. He not gonna admit this. This is what I believe. In my opinion, don't mean shit. That Marcos Madonna fight. Remember how he used to unload on niggas before that fight? He would beat the shit out of people, bro. Break them down, body you down, all that. And then after that Madonna fight, after he took that ass whooping, he got his ass whooped in that Madonna fight. He been like gunshot. He don't throw as many punches as he did before that fight, Adrian Broner. Yeah, but he did come alive in the second half of the fight. He started jabbing, working the jab against him, and he started landing a few power shots. But I think that was just enough just to get him over the top because it was his name. And he, like he said, like my man said, he needs to be in the ring or he gonna get in trouble. I believe him. When he said, ow, please, Mr. Espinoza, please keep me in the ring. In order for me not to get in trouble, I gotta be active. That was facts. I'm like, that's the realest shit AB ever said. He meant that shit. Niggas look at
More cases, bro. I don't know. Trouble just find me somehow. The only way I stay out of trouble is if I'm training. If I'm training, man, I don't know why God got my life set up like this. I don't know. I just try to make the best of it, man. I do. And
he's at 140, and you got a few heads at 140. 31. That's crazy, man. Ain't that crazy? How he is, but man, I remember when Brush My Hair pop. You know what I mean? Everybody loved that. All you Floyd Mayweather fans who talk shit about him now, y'all love him because y'all thought he was gonna be the next torchbearer. But I see.
One thing I say about Mayweather and LeBron is that Mayweather fucked a lot of niggas' heads up. Because everybody want to do the glitz and the glamour and the money Mayweather thing. But what they don't mention about Mayweather put that work.
He did.
Too. Just as much flossing and renting and money and all that stuff. He put just enough, maybe even more.
He's a gym rat. He's a gym rat. He was a gym rat. Like he said, he don't be on it like it's heavy. But to get to this level, like he was always in the gym. Like you know what I mean? It wasn't. School wasn't worried about it. It's worried about tightening up your game. You were bred for this. This is what
I just heard the other day about Mayweather. I never knew this. So they was like, I don't know, a couple of years ago when Mayweather was in the club, Mayweather would have headphones on in the club.
Okay.
So they'd be like, yo, in the car, you in the club with headphones. Somebody grabbed his headphones and listened to see what he was listening to. So Mayweather had playing in his headphones, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He was listening to himself say punch combinations.
No shit.
You ever knew that?
I never knew that. I never knew that.
So he was in the club listening to punch patterns in his head through his headphones.
That's ill.
That's next
ill.
level.
That is. That's dedication. That's like Kobe Bryant determination and shit. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now,
you gotta have that. In order to reach them levels and that level of greatness, you gotta have some type of insanely work ethic.
Yeah, you do.
It got to be like a difference where you go to a different level to even achieve those levels that those people achieve.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Mayweather definitely, he earned his spot. He earned to just say that I'm the best. He earned that right.
Yes.
I wouldn't say he's the best. I wouldn't say that. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore. He's on the Mount Rushmore. For sure. For sure. For sure.
What you think about all the young lions there? Because it's a new.
Oh man, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. We got Shakur Stevenson. He about to try to move up in the division. Gervonta. I mean, Gervonta's the star of the division. Everybody wants Gervonta because that's a money fight. Gervonta is definitely the star of the division. I would like to see Gervonta fight. Who would I like to see? I mean, Gary Russell Jr. is still at 126. He's not going to move up. I don't know. He might move up if the money right, but who knows? That guy don't fight. He's not active. So if I could choose, I want Gervonta and Devin Haney to get it on. I would like that.
You're not a fan of Duck type.
I don't like. Listen. We came from an era. Let's talk about the golden era of boxing. Now, everybody that's going to see this, and what I'm saying, they're going to say because boxing has changed. It's a lot of politics. But if you had the fight, he did. He broke that barrier. Mayweather broke that barrier because that's what I hold against Mayweather. I feel as though that Manny Pacquiao fight should have happened in 2009, not 2015. And this is my opinion. Listen, I love Pretty Boy Floyd. I love Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy was the man. When he broke Arturo Gotti down, bro, that was one of the most, that was like a masterpiece, the way he broke Arturo down.
Sure, if y'all got time, YouTube.
Yes. YouTube, that was a classic breakdown. But when he became Money Mayweather after that De La Hoya fight, now I have the power, I could control.
He can't be mad at man.
I know, but that ain't the norm, bro. Remember how in the 80s, Hagler and Hearns was rumbling. Roberto Duran and Tommy Hitman Hearns, they was rumbling. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, they was rumbling. Everybody that was next up was rumbling.
Also got raped in the way.
Not Marvin Hagler. If you look up his net worth, he's up worth about 55. He cut to Sugar Ray stable.
That was also the norm, and them not.
Don King is the scum of the earth. He made somebody sign a blank contract. A blank piece of paper.
With that being said, you can't be mad at Mayweather for taking his career in his own.
No, I get it. But you didn't have to take the competitiveness out of the game. Like, listen, I get it. Now he fought everybody. He had to fight Zab. He fought Zab. But hold up. he fought Cotto a little late, in my opinion. But then people going to say, well, Canelo fought Cotto, and nobody say nothing about that. That's what dude Greg TMT always comment that on Mayweather page, and he right about some of that shit. I'll give him his prop, but I will say this: you gotta at least admit that Mayweather. Oh, how can I say this? Mayweather made sure Pacquiao was a wounded animal before he fought him. That Marquez fight, that knockout, that Pacquiao walked into, that took a lot out of getting knocked out like that. That'll take some years off of you. That'll fuck you up. Miguel Burchett, he just fought Oscar Valdez on Saturday, got knocked the fuck out, walked right into it. Walked right into it. Yeah, he walked right into it. He walked right into that shit. And you know, I mean, Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson might fight, and I don't see Oscar doing that to Shakur because Shakur not going to walk in this shit. He going to outbox you. He's not going to try to trade. He'll do enough trading to get his shit off on you, but he's not going to toe-to-toe it and all that, the brawling style. He's going to outbox him. So
what you saying about the good old days?
The good old days is about where I get the good old days from.
No. You saying the gold, not the good.
Oh, the golden era boxing.
Yeah.
So the back in the 80s and the 90s, the next man had to fight.
Right.
If Mike would have beaten Buster Douglas in Japan or China, wherever that fight was at, the next fight would have been Evander Holyfield. That would. It's who you automatically. You had to fight the next man up. It don't go like that because you got a lot of ducking, and people don't. They're gonna call it what they want. It's people want to get their money. People like Earl Spence, Bud Crawford. I understand why he not getting that fight because it's Top Rank rarely do business with PBC. Here's the thing though. Crawford is about to be out of his contract with Top Rank. Okay. He got about a fight or two left. He's going to PBC. But the question is, will Earl Spence be at 147 when Crawford get there? That's what you gotta ask yourself. So Spence want the Canelo fight. He want the money fight. He want to move up the middleweight. He might even move up to 168 super middleweight. He want to fight Canelo. He want the money fight. And I can understand that after that accident, you want to cash out. I can understand that. It's about money. You got to feed your family. At the end of the day, you got to feed your family. Ain't nobody out there. The fans ain't taking no punches or nothing. So I respect it. But as a fan of the sport, I want to see the best fight the best. And can we get a new fight night, EA Sports, please? We need a new fight night, man. If you're going to give us college football, you got to bring fight night back. It's too many boxes that's relevant where you can't have a fucking boxing game. Let's go, man. We back. It's the Good Old Days Sport Podcast. And with my dog, of course.
What it do,
Stoke World Peace. You already know this the West Philly hippie. What's up? What
Doze
you
in the cut too.
You know, Doze, gotta show Doze love. We got Doze in the building. Follow Doze at Doze. You feel me? That's my guy. Now, back to you.
Back to me.
Yeah, back to you.
So listen, what was the question I wanted to ask you? I forgot. All right, so the whole debacle, what's going on with the Eagles right now? See, it's a debacle going on down there in South Philly. What's going on there? Break it down.
Howie Roseman took a sip of champagne and got drunk.
Then they fire out.
They won the Super Bowl. He drank the champagne and got drunk. He done went crazy.
Howie
Roseman. You know what the problem is? Howie Roseman in his mind know Jeffrey Lurie look at him like a son. They love each other. That's like his father.
I know that firsthand. Remember the white boy John?
Yes, sir. That's his guy. He know firsthand. Remember that Chip Kelly situation? He only got demoted.
And they still paid him the same rent.
Yeah, facts. Just in the cut. I'm going to let him have the keys to the car. If he crash, I'm going to give it back to you after I repair. You feel me? That's how we going to do it. But Howie Roseman fucked up with draft picks last year. How don't you take Justin Jefferson? If you going to stand pat with 21, you go and draft Jalen Reagor, who might be something. But Howie Roseman loved Deshaun so much, he looking for the next Deshaun. That's why I hope if they do get the 6th pick and they don't move up, they stay at 6 and Jamar Chase is available, I beg Howie Roseman, please draft Jamar Chase. He's the type of dude that's going to be like on some Julio Jones, fucking AJ Green, Odell Beckham type shit. Like he's that talented. He went to LSU. He played with Justin Jefferson last year when Joe Burrow was the quarterback. You know what I mean? So that's what we got to worry about. Cincinnati picking at 3. So they might take a receiver when they should take a lineman to protect Burrow, but they might draft his college teammate because he that deal. But shit, what was you saying?
The debacle going down.
I mean, Howie Roseman he signed a lot of players after the Super Bowl, gave extensions to people, and they deserved it at the time. But now their performance is not adding up with the money that they making. So he already cut Alshon, he cut Deshaun, he got rid of.
Oh, they did cut Deshaun?
Yeah, they cut Deshaun, man. I wish that worked out, but Deshaun, I love Deshaun, man.
Yeah, he one of them boys.
Yeah, he's a Philadelphian like LaShawn McCoy. Yeah, this is home for them. This is their second home. So I just wish that they stay healthy, but they didn't produce. Carson Wentz wanted out. Now
So what's going on with Carson?
You wanted Doug Peterson out.
Yeah.
They fired Doug. You said the relationship was severed,
right.
so it was no way that they.
Start from the top of it again. What happened? What
Bro,
happened?
at the end of the day, Howie Roseman drafted Jalen Hurts.
Right.
That's what it
That's
boils
where it
down
started
to.
from, okay.
When he drafted him with the second round pick they had, Carson, some people might be like, okay, fuck it. They took Jordan Love, I think his name is, in Green Bay to scare Aaron Rodgers. Look at the year he had this year. Carson could have took it like that. Oh, you going to draft a fucking quarterback in the first round? Watch what I do.
I mean, that is
you know what I mean?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's AR, but they wanted to scare him because he didn't play well. He played shitty.
Right.
But Carson Wentz, this is my opinion again. I firmly believe that because he wasn't the one to get it done, and it was Nick Foles. Even though some people would be happy I got a ring, thank you, because he would have been an MVP if he didn't get hurt in that Rams game. That's a fact. Anybody that talks shit, they knew he was going to be MVP, and I strongly believe he would have won the Super Bowl that year. The way the dice was rolling for us, Carson wasn't throwing picks. He was out there throwing strikes. What would have fucked that up? I don't think Carson would have fucked up and start regressing in that game or a playoff game. I think he would have flourished like Nick Foles flourished. And the offensive line was strong. The run game was strong. The receivers were solid. Everything. Torrey Smith. You had Alshon, Ertz, and shit. We were solid. And then Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount, Chris Clement. We had a solid offense. But
so how did it go from that?
I'm gonna tell you. They say Carson Wentz is like a diva in the locker room. Remember a couple years ago, an anonymous source said that Carson Wentz is not a good teammate, which he was Alshon Jeffrey. He went to the beautiful lady that does Fox Sports. I forgot her name. She worked for somebody, I think, black lady, but she asked him, and she was able to get him to speak on Carson Wentz, and he went and took the bait, and he went in on him anonymously though. That's the difference. If you're gonna say that, you should just put your name attached to that. But however, Lane Johnson put a tweet up that, hey, we gonna be fine. We like to say that they're not worried about Carson Wentz leaving. Right. So if he's to say that, and this is a guy that's blocking for you, you rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I really believe because they traded all those draft picks to get him. He had that year in 2017. Right. He thought he was untouchable. You know what I mean? He thought he was Al Capone. You know what I mean? Like, I can do what I want. I can say what I want. I can demean you. You ain't going to do shit about it. I got the general manager love me and the owner love me. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I strongly believe that he thought that in his mind. And it turned some people off. And Doug Peterson probably wanted Jalen Hurts, wanted to build an offense around Jalen Hurts, and that severed the relationship with that. But Howie Roseman and Carson relationship was severed when Jalen Hurts was drafted in the second round.
So Wentz wanted Doug Peterson gone.
Yes. He said that he could never be coached by him. It was severed. The relationship was done.
Okay, so Wentz wanted Doug Peterson gone. They got rid of Doug Peterson. And then they got rid of Wentz. What was the sense of
because Carson Wentz don't like
said,
Howie Roseman. So you want Howie Roseman to go?
Yeah,
I mean, Howie could go. A lot of Philadelphia fans want Howie Roseman out of here. They feel as though, again, he took a sip of the champagne being at the top. He took a sip of the Ace of Spades, and then he got drunk. He fucked it up. He fucked the money up.
You can justifiably agree why, though. I mean,
no doubt, but you don't draft. If you going to pay Carson Wentz all that money the year before, you gave him an extension, and then the very next draft, you going to draft Jalen Hurts, that's disrespectful. So I can understand Carson Wentz stance from that. How we could have had a bunch of players with that draft pick, but he decides to go quarterback because he wants to draft his bullshit excuses. We want a solid backup. Nobody drafts a quarterback at number 2 to be bred as a backup. That's just bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Drew Lock was a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken, or he's a late first round pick. But it'd be guys that go. Kaepernick was a second round pick, so guys that's being a second round pick turn out to be solid quarterbacks in the NFL. So that's bullshit. He wanted him there. He wanted to scare him possibly, or he didn't trust that his body was going to hold up because he got injury history. Facts.
All right, so I'll give you the G in that. How do they come out of this debacle? What do they do moving forward?
I'm going to say I would get Derek Barnett is the defensive end. He's 24 years old, and I think he's owed $10.5 million. So they behind in the salary cap. That's why they dumping salary right now. So they're gonna have to get rid of. I like Barnett, but he's inconsistent since they drafted him, and that was another Howie Roseman wasted draft pick. Sidney Jones, who's now starting to turn up, was a wasted draft pick. Nelson Aguilar, when he was here, was a wasted draft pick, but he go to Oakland and ball the fuck out. He went crazy this past year. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is they got to get rid of his salary. They got to get rid of possibly what's my man name? Malik Jackson's salary. They might cut him. That's more of a likelihood cut. And Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is getting traded. That's a fact. He's getting traded. Zach Ertz is in the trenches, bro. He's in the trenches. But Zach Ertz is a community bull, like just like Malcolm Jenkins is, Rodney McLeod. Yeah, they in the community heavy and shit. Like most of the Eagles are too, but they are like the pillars of being in the community and shit. And I'm gonna be upset to see him go, but. They don't have no money. They gave out all that money when they won the Super Bowl, and then the next year and re-signing players and. Now they in cap hell, as they call it. So they better get it right. Shed that salary and build from the draft. That's how you win. The draft is that's the formula. We back. It's the Good Old Days Sport Podcast. It's the West Philly Hippie. I'm with my dog, Stoke World Peace. Shout out to my boy, Doze. You feel me? Shout out 5K. You feel me? He in the building. We up here. We up here doing this work, man. So go ahead.
So one thing
talk to me, man.
One thing I'm gonna try to do. This is our first episode.
This is our first episode. Don't worry.
Learning on the job.
So
one thing we want to do is with the Good Old Days Sports Podcast. I want to try to ask you like a one Good Old Days Sports question.
Yeah, facts.
So what I want to ask you is, you asked me earlier. I'm just reiterating you. Do you think Michael Jordan can play in today's era, today's basketball?
He could score in this era. Would he be the defensive player, though, that he was in that era, in this era?
Because Mike always made first-team defense.
Always. First-team all-defensive player of the year. But would he be able to guard them crossovers that Harden do? You feel me? Then Kyrie. All that's new. He ain't never played against. You saw what happened to him when AI cracked him. That was new. That was the new shit. So imagine he getting hit off with the Kyrie shit. Oh my lord. No, I don't want to see Aaron Jordan go out like that. They gonna knock the air out his Jordan. Dang.
So you don't think Mike can survive?
Mike would survive. Mike would survive. He'll definitely survive, but would I say he'd be the defensive player he was then? I don't know, because then you got to guard the Steph Currys. You got to guard, like I said, Kyrie, Durant, Bron. You go and switch off on these guys. So, damn, would he be able to guard? I don't know if he would be that. Yes. I mean, he could, because look, I'm a Jordan bull. What you say, Doze?
Defense only get better, you adjust. You don't fall off. You don't decline on your defense.
I'm glad you said that. Because if we're going to make that argument.
They change the balance of how they shift on the handle.
Here's the difference, though.
For sure.
Everything was damn near play-driven in the 90s and the 2000s. It's a lot of individual basketball being played.
For sure.
Everything is, I'm bringing the ball up and I'm pulling up from three.
Right.
And I might pull up from the logo if I'm feeling freaky. You feel me? If I want to act raunchy. Right. You know what I mean? So, listen.
So what about the set, though, as a whole? Would the 96 Bulls still be 96 Bulls?
Would the 96 Bulls be? I think so with Rodman, Pippen, and Mike, and the supporting cast. Yeah, I think so. I think they'll win a chip. They will at least win a chip, but they will also lose a finals. They would definitely get a blemish in this era. They would definitely get a blemish, but they will beat some
Who
teams.
will knock them off?
Oh God.
That Golden
Miami,
State
would
team?
you say Miami with Wade and Bron and Chris Bosh would?
Possibly.
I can't say that because they lost to Dallas.
What about the Warriors? Would they be able to knock them off?
With Durant or without? They won a ring with and they won without him.
Yeah, you're right.
So which one are we talking about? We
We're
talking
talking about with Durant. When they went 73-9, could the 73-9 Warriors be the 72-10 Bulls?
that was the year Kevin Durant and lost in after being up 3-1, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I think, but they lost to the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
So that record don't even mean shit. They lost to LeBron.
So they got-
They're on 3-1.
Yeah.
See how karma work? God don't like ugly.
So out of that golden era, right? Who's your favorite player?
Bro.
Wait. Let me ask that question again.
Okay.
Who's your favorite big? Because you know big.
KG.
I think he's gonna say that.
You already know.
What you like about KG so much? Why you?
Because he was the first 6'11" dude that had a dribble. He had a handle. He could step out from the fucking mid range. He might stretch it a game or two where he could shoot a three. He had a handle for a big man, and he could slice you up, or he could just drive on you. He had an offensive arsenal, and his post game was great. He had a great post game. Fadeaway, that fadeaway was money, and them mid range shots, he was money. KG is my favorite power forward, and then Barkley. Barkley was my man too. I grew up off of Barkley. What with them Sixers? Hersey Hawkins, Barkley, Johnny Dawkins, Armin Gilliam. Are you fucking kidding me? And you want this guy to get a ring against Mike? It ain't happening, bro. Are you fucking serious? Armand Gilliam, no disrespect. But this is who he playing with, bro. Like, come on. Mike. There was no way Barkley was winning shit. But he had an opportunity in Phoenix, but he met with Mike, and he saw what happened. He lost that 6.
MVP that year too, didn't he?
Yeah, he won MVP in '93.
All right, so aside from big, who your favorite small or guard?
AI.
No. Besides AI. But knew he was going to say AI.
Come
Besides
on.
AI.
But Chuck. All right, besides AI.
Besides that, we already know.
Mac.
Besides-
T-Mac. T-Mac. Because he was like the first Durant. He
era
was the first Durant.
The era before T-Mac. We talking about.
Okay, 90s. We gonna talk about 90s? Shit. Not Hardaway. I say Penny. Penny was my guy. I love Penny Hardaway, man.
What happened with Penny? Why Penny?
You know, when Shaq left and he had to like score, drive, that took a lot out of him. That fucked his ACL.
He never reached the pinnacle where
He was supposed to
touched
be.
up there, but
He did. He scratched the surface. Like Grant Hill, he scratched the surface, but the injuries took their toll. Like if Grant Hill had a sat out in that 2000 playoffs against the Miami Heat, if he would have just sat out and just said, I'm gonna come back the next year when he had the plantar fasciitis or some shit with his that was shit.
Yeah.
Did you see the wound of that back in the day? That shit was nasty.
Yeah,
Google Grant Hill ankle injury. Look at that shit. That shit was gruesome.
Yeah.
That's gruesome. But had he didn't play in that series and just sat out, we don't know where his career would have been at. And had he been Grant Hill, Detroit Grant Hill in Orlando with Mac, we don't know where that could have been. We don't know where that could have been, but Penny for sure, man. Shout out my man Rick too, Rio. That was a Penny Hardaway bull at West Sayre. That was his guy. I'll give him that.
Fire.
Yes, facts. Listen, I remember when them phone posits came out, bro. Fuck the phone posits. The Air Penny 2s. Those were in '96. Bro, Google that. The Air Penny 2s. I remember when they dropped, bro. I think they might have outsold Jordan. No, I know for sure AI when the questions dropped. They outsold the taxis that dropped that year. When the Blue Toes dropped and the taxis dropped, he outsold Jordan. That was one of the first times that ever happened, to my knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't quote me. But yeah, look, man, that's about it with the basketball. I grew up off of them guys, and you know what I mean? I like players now, but it'll never be like the good old days, bro. It'll never be like that. It'll never be like that, bro.
Hey, listen, that's episode 1.
Remember that NBA on NBC shit?